Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Brookbank. Today, we are going to be joined by Catrena Bowman Thomas. She joins us to talk about her boutique-inspired fashion, her work in the community, including her work with the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, and our upcoming event, the Women's Initiative Annual Breakfast. Thank you to our podcast sponsors, CVG, our title sponsor, C-Crew Consulting, our digital sponsor, and our episode sponsors, Haran and Heartland Bank. Like I mentioned, Catrena is going to be joining us to talk about the Women's Initiative Annual Breakfast. Now, as you know, that event was pushed back, so registration is now open. The Women's Initiative Annual Breakfast, sponsored by PNC, will now take place on Wednesday, February 23rd. The event theme, Celebrate Your Now, will encourage attendees to acknowledge the challenges and obstacles they have overcome and recognize their accomplishments and embolden them to live in the now. Another exciting chamber event we have coming up around the corner is Intentionally Building Diverse Connections, an event that welcomes businesses of all sizes and sectors throughout the region to meet in a structured environment geared towards creating diverse business relationships. That event is going to take place from 4 to 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, March 3rd at the Hilton Cincinnati Airport. Attendees can expect to meet representatives from a variety of businesses, cultural backgrounds, and communities all in one location. The event will be structured to ensure that all attendees have the opportunity to make meaningful business-to-business connections. Now, I'm going to send you guys off to meet our members of the week, and I will join you back here to talk with Catrena.
CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com.
Ranking on Google Search and Maps is easy to understand, but hard to do. It requires constant effort and attention, uploading new photos, responding to Google reviews, writing weekly posts, and checking suggested updates. Google listing optimization takes experience and time, and there are no shortcuts. C-Crew gives your Google My Business account the steady, consistent attention it needs to be effective, optimizing, updating, and expanding critical content every single week. From local retail stores to large regional networks, C-Crew generates content, establishes benchmarks, and creates dramatic, measurable increases in engagement. So what can C-Crew do for your business? More calls, more clicks, more clients.
Congratulations to our members of the week. You can learn more about these businesses by following the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce on social media, where we will highlight one of these businesses each day. Now, let's meet our members of the week. Washington Square Cafe, located in the original Joseph Graves home in historic Burlington, features cook-to-order half-pound burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. RHI Transportation is a family-owned business that offers transportation of industrial and construction equipment. Fort Mitchell Veterinary Clinic is a family-owned small animal veterinary practice. Queen City Transportation has been a leader in the bus transportation industry for more than 60 years. A shade above is NKY's window treatment specialist that offers retail sales, installation, repair and cleaning services, and more for both residential and commercial applications. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast. I am joined by Catrena Bowman Thomas. Catrena, thank you for joining me today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, and I would introduce you with a long list of titles, but I feel like we will touch on those throughout the interview. But first and foremost, you are a business owner and you own Inspired Fashion, which is a boutique in Covington. So tell me about that.
Yes, this is my love and my passion. So Inspired Fashion Boutique, I launched that online a year ago. We're like at our year anniversary. And as you said, it's a boutique for women's clothing. We have suits and casual clothes and dresses and everything in between, accessories. And really my passion or my reason for launching Inspired Fashion is just my love of seeing women just really appreciate themselves and seeing the beauty in women. Women are beautiful, and we believe no matter what your shape, no matter your size, if you're 2 or 22, you're beautiful, and we want to help you to really showcase that beauty. So as I say, we were online for a year now, and then we launched our brick and mortar right here in Covington, right on Madison Avenue, 827 Madison Avenue, in November. And so it's been really a great spot for us. We've had so much support, from the chamber and the community, but it really is my passion because I'm just about empowering women, and I just see that come through with the women that come and see us at the boutique.
Yeah. And if you look on your social media channels, you guys have some beautiful products. I especially was eyeing the very furry, colorful coat. I don't know if I can, but I love it. It's so beautiful. And
yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you said you even get to travel for it. You said you're going to be out of town soon, picking up new fashions.
Oh yeah, we're super excited. We go to different trade shows, so we sort of source. Everybody asks me, "Do I make the clothes?" I don't make them. I can't sew. I wish I could, but we source them from all over the country, from LA and from Vegas and from Florida, all different places. So we're going to Vegas actually for a huge trade show this coming week. We're super excited just to bring some new fashions back to Kentucky, back to Covington.
Yeah, we get to start thinking about like spring and summer and not like the cold winter stuff.
Exactly. I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to see what you guys have to offer. And then, like I mentioned, you are super involved in the community, and you're especially involved at the chamber. You're on our DEI committee. You are this year's committee chair for the Women's Initiative annual breakfast, and you're on our board of directors. You have your hands in pretty much everything that we do. What drives you to be so involved with the chamber?
I've been here in Northern Kentucky going on 4 years now. And I tell you, when I first came here, I had such a warm reception from the chamber, really, that just invited me to be a part. The very first group that I joined in Northern Kentucky was the annual breakfast with the chamber. And through that, I just created so many partnerships and friendships that have really helped me to grow and blossom in this region. So I saw that investment they made in me. And so I said, I want to make that investment back into the chamber. And I love Brent and the entire team. They're just excellent to work with. And I love the mission of the Women's Initiative. They really grow, connect, and achieve for women in particular, for all people in business. But, again, I really love empowering women and seeing those opportunities to network and come together and grow business is just very exciting.
Yeah, like you mentioned, heavily involved. And one of the first things was the annual breakfast, which for our podcast guests that don't know, it did get pushed back. So registration is open again. And the date for that is going to be February 23rd. So I want to make sure we get a chance to talk about that. What's got you excited for the breakfast this year?
Yes, well, as I said, I've been on that committee now for going on 4 years. This is my first year chairing it. And our theme for this year is Celebrate Your Now. We've all been through some very difficult, challenging times, but even through all of that, we have learned how to thrive. We're stronger, we're better, we're wiser. And so the breakfast is going to give us an opportunity to all come together and really just celebrate our accomplishments and to, again, connect again with women and men, in various business industries to think about, how can we partner? How can we be even more strategic? And really just a time to give people that little pep talk that we need at the beginning of the year to get us moving forward. So it's going to be a great time to come together.
Yeah, I really love the direction that the Women's Initiative has taken with recent events. So we had the Beat Burnout event for the fall series, and the regional summit that was really, really involved with all those speakers kind of talking about empowerment and bettering yourself. How do you guys come up with these ideas when you're in committee, and why have you guys kind of taken that direction?
Yeah, so we, it's very collaborative, and we really try to think about, what is going on in our community now? What are we hearing from our coworkers? What are we seeing in the news? How can we be responsive and really provide the best venue and also the best speakers to speak to what's happening in the now? And so that's as the theme says for itself, celebrate your now. What better way for us to think about, continuing through this pandemic? We don't know how long we're going to be in this. And so, we just have to settle ourselves and know that no matter what's going on, we have good right now.
Yeah, that's a really great message. I'm really excited that people can still register for the event and attend on the 23rd. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there. So I hope that some of our podcast listeners will join us for that one.
Definitely. And let me say the doors open at 7:30. The event starts. It's 8:30 to 10. It is at the Northern Kentucky Convention Center. And we would love to see you. The registration is getting close. I talked with staff earlier today, and there's only about one or two tables left. So if you're coming, now's the time to register.
Yes, register immediately after the end of this podcast. Immediately. One of the other things I wanted to talk to you about, just touching on like just how involved you are in this community. You're also the executive director of the Northern Kentucky Community Action Commission. What are you guys working on this year, and what are your goals for 2022?
Yes, definitely. So, this year we're still facing this pandemic, and we're still helping our families meet just their basic needs, just basics, just food, electric, staying in their homes. That has become so vitally important. So we're trying to help really create that safety net around our families to make sure that they are able to be stable. Another thing that's so very important right now is just the housing crisis. There is such a shortage for affordable, safe housing, not just in Northern Kentucky, but all throughout our region, really throughout the country. And so we've just completed an affordable housing complex in Boone County. We plan to continue to do even more affordable housing throughout our region. As we think about what we've gone through as a country as it relates to equity, really trying to continue to stay focused on that, and how can we in the business community make sure that, that we are really putting action behind our words. We've heard so many people say, we want to do better. We want to be a more equitable workplace. So really working with business communities to put those action items into place and move forward so we can see some change in that area.
Yeah. And how can people, if they're listening to this, how can they get involved with the CAC?
Sure. You can go to our website, www.nkcac.org. I have so many websites, www.nkcac.org. You can sign up to volunteer with us. We have so many different types of activities and events throughout our year. We have our annual gala coming up May 14th. So there'll be information out there on our website about that as well.
Okay, great. And then before I let you go, one of the really important things that I want to touch base with you on, you're a member of our DEI committee, like I mentioned, and you're a Black woman, you're a Black business owner. What does Black History Month mean to you?
I love celebrating Black history. And one thing that me and some of my friends do is we go and we look up all of these facts about different African Americans that we never knew, what their contribution was, because it's just something we never learned about in school. So Black history to me is American history. And it's just exciting to see, and to uncover all the contributions that African Americans have made, to our country. I was just the other day, I found out that the baby carriage, like that, it was an African American that created that parts of that invention to have the carriage that we have today. And so, I just really want people to know that it is American history. And I just love to think about, for me in particular, as a Black woman, I think it's really a time for me to reflect on all of the women that have come before me and that have afforded me the opportunity to be in this seat. It's because of their encouragement, it's because of their love. And it's really, again, just a time to celebrate them and just to remember how far we have come, not just as a Black community, but our entire society, and to remember the mistakes of the past, to learn from them and to be better so we can continue to grow.
Yeah, that's some beautiful insight. Thank you for sharing that. And then one of the other things I know, like I mentioned, the DEI committee, how do you think, or I guess, what advice can you give to people who want to embrace diversity every day? We talk a lot about, it's Black History Month, but it can't just be, closed into the 28 days of February. It has to be a year-round commitment. How can people commit to that in their day-to-day lives?
I say this, just start. Just if you say you want to do more in that area, take an honest look at where you are, as an individual, as a family, as an organization, as a business, where are you? As a company, are you diverse? Do you have a diverse workforce? Do you have a diverse supplier chain? Where are you? Understand where you are and create some benchmarks to begin to work on. If you're not diverse, when I came here to NKCAC, our leadership was 1% minority, 1%. And over the course of these 4 years, now our leadership, we're at 35% minorities. And that's because we were very intentional. You've got to realistically face where you are, set some benchmarks for where you go. And of course, you're going to ebb and flow. You're going to do good, better times than not, but continue to move forward, continue to progress towards those goals.
Yeah. And thank you again for that. I think that's a really great point. And just the benchmarking, I think, is something that a lot of companies are starting to take into consideration now as we talk more about DEI and commit more to it. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you want to impart to our podcast guests? Like I said, you are so involved in this community. You have your hands in so many moving parts. I think that you're probably one of the coolest guests I've gotten to talk with recently.
I love it. Thank you. Well, I do want to let people know how they can get in touch with me. Like you said, there's so many different parts and pieces of what I'm doing, but they can come visit us at Inspire Fashion Boutique. We're at 827 Madison Avenue, right here in Covington, Kentucky. We're also online, www.inspirefashion40.com. And as you've mentioned, you can still get your tickets for the breakfast. You can go to www.nkychamber.com/WI Breakfast 2022. Or you can see me also, again, at Community Action, www.nkcac.org. I'm a little bit everywhere.
Yeah. Catrena, do you have time to sleep?
Just a little bit of time.
Just like the coffee machine right next to you 24/7.
Yes. And a margarita machine as well.
Oh yes, no, that's essential products for surviving and thriving when you're so busy. But Catrena, thank you again so much for joining us today. And I will see you around, and I know everyone else probably will too.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schumacher, Account Executive, Kentucky Market Leader. At Haran, we champion bold innovation to help employers and individuals thrive. As an industry thought leader, we explore new horizons in healthcare, benefits, employee engagement, and wellness. We work harder to deliver all the strategic benefits, planning, and execution you expect from a true partner. And we do it with laser focus on your short and long-term outcomes to help manage your benefits while improving your employee experience.
So Heartland is celebrating its 110th anniversary this year. Recently, we partnered with the Kinkle family and the Fisher family in northern Kentucky, Boone, Kenton, and Campbell counties. And we have 3 offices there to serve the northern Kentucky region. Just remember, when the economy heats up, come see us at Heartland Bank, where banking really feels good.
Come on over to Heartland, where banking feels good.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you liked that talk with Catrena. Like I mentioned to her throughout the interview, super cool, super involved in our community. It's great to know that we have really powerful people in Northern Kentucky doing great work for us here. And I'm excited to see Catrena at the Women's Initiative annual breakfast. I hope you guys will take advantage of registration being back open and joining us for that event. Thank you to our podcast sponsors. Our episode sponsors are Haran and Heartland Bank. Our digital sponsor is C Crew Consulting, and our title sponsor is CVG. Don't forget to check out our spotlights on African American and Black-owned businesses across the region this month. We're highlighting those businesses for Black History Month, which is February. I know I mentioned this earlier in our podcast this month. Make sure you check those out. You can find them on our website under our newsletters section and on our social media. If you're a member of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce and you would like to be featured on the Northern Kentucky Spotlight podcast, please reach out to Lynn Ablin. You can find her contact information in our staff directory at nkychamber.com. Now, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you on Monday.